Good day to all of us. I am Linden Evangelista, and let us open our topic with a video to have a broader view on what is digital pedagogy all about. So we have here the living generations explained. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 generations, the greatest generations, silent generations, boomers, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, and Alpha. So, every one of us here belongs to a certain generation depending on what year we are born. So, let us have a short overview. The greatest generations are born in 1901 to 1927. Their age bracket belongs to 94 to 120 years old. Silent generations. They are born in 1928 to 1945 and their age bracket belongs to 76 to 93 years old. Baby boomers. They are born in 1946 to 1964. Their age bracket belongs to 57 to 75 years old. Generation X. They are born in 1965 to 1980 and their age bracket belongs to 41 to 56 years old. Millennials. They are born in 1981 to 1996. Their age bracket belongs to 25 to 40 years old. Generation Z. This where our learners our majority belongs to. They are born in 1997 to 2012. Their age bracket belongs to 9 to 24. And the Generation Alpha, they are born in 2013 to 2024. And their age bracket belongs to the below 8 years old. So we have the characteristics of different generations. For the greatest, they are disciplined, determined, and resilient. For the silent, they are traditional, patient, and responsible. For the baby boomers, they are competitive, confident, and sociable. Generation X, they are independent, skeptical, flexible. For the millennials, they are risk-taker, ambitious, and self-centered. Generation Z, they are very creative, open-minded, and sensitive. Generation Alpha, they are logical, objective, and self-aware. And these are the car, toys, and music devices in different generations. So this, in the greatest, Oldsmobile Dash, Yo-Yo, and Piano Roll, Silent Generation, Ford Model T, Slinky, and Radio. Baby boomers, they have their Ford Mustang, Frisbee, and record player. X, Holden Commodore, Rubik's Cube, and Walkman. Sa millennials, Toyota Prius, Beyblade, and iPad. Generation Z, Honda S2000, Bakugan, and smart speaker. Generation Alpha, Tesla Cybertruck, fidget spinner, and AirPods. Greatest generation's hairstyles. Silent generation. Baby boomers. Generation X. Millennials. Generation Z, Generation Alpha. For the greatest generation idols, Charlie Chaplin, Gloria Swanson, and F. Scott Fitzgerald. So these are the famous idols. Silent, Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe, and James Dean. Baby boomers, they have their John Lennon, Mick Jagger, and Bob Dylan. Generation X, they have their Michael Jackson, Madonna, and Kurt Cobain. Millennials, they have their Beyonce, Justin Bieber, and Taylor Swift. Generation Z, Jungkook, Lisa, and Billie Eilish. Generation Alpha, Ryan Kaji, Anastasia Radzenskaya, a Brooklyn Prince. For the cartoons, Felix the Cat, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, Mickey Mouse in The Greatest Generation. Silent, they have their Donald Duck, Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny. Baby boomers, they have the Flintstone, Pink Panther, and Winnie the Pooh. Then, Generation X, they have their Scooby-Doo, Doraemon, and Garfield. Millennials, Simpsons, SpongeBob SquarePants, and Sonic the Hedgehog. So as we go further, in every generations, they have their own interest. They have their unique drawings, and they have different characteristics. So let us go to how about the prime years of the greatest generations. They have the Greatest Depression, World War II, and the invention of television. For the silent, JFK assassination, moon landing, and Vietnam War. The baby boomers starts with the invention of PC, internet, and gaming. Then, Generation X, the rise of the cell phones and the 9/11 attack. The millennials, invention of iPhone, the rise of social media, and the COVID-19 pandemic. And the Generation Z, the rise of virtual reality. As you noticed, they have different highlights in every year. So Generation Alpha, electric cars domination, the fall of oil industry, and the first human on Mars. So notice how our generation's interests and characteristics are changing. Our learners, students, and pupils are changing. With that, let us help them to be productive and accepted by changing as well our educational approaches. Our learners are technologically inclined. Our resources are going digital. As a fellow educator, it is high time to note that our educational approaches as well develop into something compatible to the interests and characteristics of our learners. And this welcomes us to digital pedagogy. So what is digital pedagogy? So we have encountered the term pedagogy. It is the basis of our profession, and most of us have an idea in our mind of what is an effective pedagogy is in our every classroom. So pedagogy is the study of being a teacher and the process of teaching. There has been much research and speculation about the use of computers in our classrooms, and technology has often been viewed as a tool to assist both teachers and the students. But is that all? So research has shown that we learn differently and engage in different types of knowledge creation when we use technology. So when we say we have different types of learning or types of knowledge creation, we are talking about those multiple intelligences that we have studied or we have encountered as we go with our teaching pedagogy. Like for example, our students have this spatial, others are intrapersonal, others are interpersonal, others are numerical. So that's one of the things that we are to consider in our teaching pedagogy. So technology was first viewed with great excitement by some educators as its potential was being explored. There was a lot of predictive comment made about computer replacing the teacher, which led to some negative backlash regarding incorporating technology into our classrooms. So technology has furthered shift towards more independent, student-led inquiry modes of learning. So teachers now assume the role of collaborator or a moderator. So technology appears to be more than a mere tool in the classroom. It changes how and what we learn. So throwing a computer into a classroom doesn't make the learning effective. Teachers need to understand how to use technology effectively, understand the learning theories behind the practice, and know how to select the right technology for the learning outcomes we seek. So, teachers need a digital pedagogy. In simple terms, a digital pedagogy is the study of how to teach using digital technologies. So, digital pedagogy may be applied to online, hybrid, and face-to-face learning environments. It has its origins in distance learning, which took the form of correspondence courses delivered by mail during the early 20th century. So the University of London offered the first distance learning degrees with its external program of 1858. Digital pedagogy is precisely not about using digital technologies for teaching. I would like to emphasize it. It is much about using digital tools thoughtfully, as it is about deciding when not to use digital tools and about paying attention to the impact of digital tools on learning. So here, we have a question. Why do we need a digital pedagogy? Today's students use technology. We all know that. As a matter of fact, we are using Instagram, Facebook, Flickr, Skype. So, for us to be constantly connected with our friends, family, we can gather information and we do entertainment there in our technology that we are using. So, technology allows us to connect with more people in more ways and more often. So the current generation seamlessly transition between their real to digital lives. So we have, if previously we have what we call as real life, now we have what we call as digital life. So educators face the constant challenge of refining teaching and learning techniques to keep up with the increasing demands and expectations of our students, whom we describe as digitally expectant. So they are expecting technology, digital always. So students expect that the teaching and learning that they will experience across their years of formal schooling will be rich in digital technologies. For their non-schooling part of their lives is already rich with digital technologies, and even we are very rich with that since we are watching digital TV, we are listening to digital radio, we are using smartphones. Today we are doing webinars using our cell phones and computers. So social networking, digital images and editing, mashups, Xbox, Nintendos, iPads, electronic text, the list is endless. Technological skills are not the defining factor for an effective digital pedagogy. Digital pedagogy is more about an attitude towards and aptitude with digital technologies. It is more about our willingness to use them in our classroom effectively and to understand how and why they should be used. So how do we develop a digital pedagogy? Do digital pedagogies come via coursework? The simple answer to this question is no. A digital pedagogy is many things. Most importantly, it is our attitude and aptitude. Our willingness to embrace the changes that are going around our environment, our learning environment. It is our attitude to go with the flow and to accept what are those new things so that our students, our learners can be of interest, can be motivated to what we are showing to them. So one of the hardest transitions for teachers is the move from being the expert in the class to being the co-collaborator, and digital technologies often force us to adapt this position whether we want to or not. For example, you might have decided on a particular program for the students to produce their work with, but a student in your class might suggest a different way or a different program, something you might not be familiar with. So those technologically fearless teacher, they would stop, they would listen, they would explore the suggestions with their class. But the traditional expert teacher might resist that suggestion and stick with the idea they had with the technology they know. So you see the difference. For our topic for today about digital pedagogy, I would like to end our topic with a video, and I hope we have learned a lot from this. Thank you Beyond Books for the opportunity, and a blessed day to all of us.
Within your mighty hand, when the oceans rise and thunders roar, I will soar with you above the storm. still know you are God. Find rest, my soul, in Christ alone. Know His power in quietness and trust. When the oceans rise and thunders roar, I will soar with you above the storm. Father, you are King over the night. I will be still, knowing when the oceans rise and thunders roar, I will soar with you above the storm. Father, you are King over the night. I will be still, know you are find rest, my soul, in Christ alone. Know His power in quietness and trust. When the oceans rise and thunders roar, I will soar with you above